share this, or I can use the
I'd like to
trash can?
call this LAFCo meeting to
Thanks, man.
order.
Recording in progress.
Can we please establish a quorum?
Yes. Commissioner Moore? Commissioner Hume?
Here.
Commissioner Jones?
Here.
Commissioner Desmond?
Here.
Commissioner Pratton?
Here.
Commissioner Little?
Here.
And Chair Kaplan.
Here.
You have a quorum with all the members present.
Shall we please stand?
Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Lisa Kaplan. I have the pleasure of serving as chair for tonight's LAFCo meeting. I will now turn it over to the clerk to make opening statements.
Madam Chair, this meeting of the Sacramento Local Agency Formation Commission is live only on YouTube.com and recorded with closed captioning. The recording will be cablecast on Metro Cable Channel 14, the Local Government Affairs channel on the Comcast and DirecTV UVerse cable systems. The recording will also be video streamed at metro14live.saccounty.gov. Today's meeting replays Saturday, September 13th at 3 p.m. and Monday, September 15th at 2 p.m. on Metro Cable Channel 14. Once posted, the recording of this meeting can be viewed on demand at youtube.com/Metro Cable 14. The Sacramento Local Agency Formation Commission fosters public engagement during the meeting and encourages public participation, civility, and use of courteous language. The board does not condone the use of profanity, vulgar language, gestures, or other inappropriate behavior, including personal attacks or threats directed towards any meeting participant. Each speaker will be given 2 minutes to make a public comment and are limited to making one comment per agenda or off-agenda item. Please be mindful of the public comment procedures to avoid being interrupted or disconnected while making your comment. Please fill out a speaker request form and hand it to the clerk staff if you'd like to make a comment in person. The chairperson will open public comments for each agenda or off-agenda item and direct the clerk to call the name of each speaker. When the clerk calls your name, please come to the podium and make your comment. If a speaker is unavailable to make a comment prior to the closing of public comments, the speaker waives their request to speak and the clerk will file the speaker request form in the record. The clerk will manage the timer and allow each speaker 2 minutes to make a comment. You may send written comments by email to boardclerk@saccounty.gov. Your comment will be routed to the board and filed in the record. If you need an accommodation pursuant to the Americans with Disabilities Act or for medical or other reasons, please see clerk staff for assistance or contact the clerk's office at 916-874-5451 or by email at boardclerk@saccounty.gov. Thank you in advance for your courtesy and understanding of the meeting procedures. This concludes your announcement.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Can you please read the first agenda item?
The first item is public comment to address the commission concerning any matters not on the agenda.
Do we have any public comments?
We do not have any public comments.
Anybody online?
No online.
Oh, all right. Well, then, clerk, shall we move on to the next item?
Yes. The next item is consent calendar. Approve items 2 through 4.
Do we have any public comments for consent?
We do not have any public comments.
Commissioners, any questions, concerns, items?
Madam Chair, I move item.
Commissioner Jones? Second. Second by Commissioner Little. Let's call roll.
You may vote. Your motion passes unanimously. The members present.
All right, clerk. Next item.
The next item is number 5, presentation of Sacramento Local Agency Formation Commission audit summary for fiscal year 2023-24.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, I'm going to invite your auditor, Spencer Blanda, to provide you with the report of the audit results. And he is coming in virtually.
Good evening, everybody. I just wanted to confirm, can you hear me before I proceed?
We can.
Perfect. And would you like me to share my screen or is it going to be shared on your end?
I think so that you have control. Go ahead and share the screen, Spencer?
Perfect. I will go ahead and share right now.
And we do see it, Spencer.
Perfect. So I will be walking everybody through the results of the audit for the fiscal year ended June 30, 2024. And the agenda for tonight is going to be the deliverables of our audit, which is the independent auditor's report itself, the communication with those charged of governance, which is our letter as the auditor to you as the members of the commission. And we will be talking briefly about what happened fiscally at the entity over the fiscal year. So starting off with the communication with those charged of governance letter, our scope of the engagement was performing an audit over the financial statements and also looking at internal control as well. Our responsibility is to express an opinion on those financials, and we issued an unmodified opinion on the financials, which means that they are fairly stated and presented in accordance with US GAAP. We worked closely with Jose Enriquez and his team for the audit, and we performed the preliminary audit over the internal controls and a year-end audit over the financial statement balances as well. We had no issues that arose during the audit.
Spencer, it's not, if you're clicking, it's not going, it's still on the first page.
Spencer, do you mind going full screen?
I apologize. Let me end the slideshow here. I apologize about that technical difficulty. Let me go ahead and share that. I apologize about that. I'm just did it go through?
Now it went through.
Yes, it's went through.
Oh, okay, perfect. I apologize about that hiccup there. Just to confirm, you can see the screen here that says agenda. And
Yes.
it talks about, okay, perfect. I apologize about that. So quick recap. We'll talk about the 3 deliverables that came with our audit report, the governance letter, our audit report itself, and talk a little bit about what happened fiscally at the entity over the course of the fiscal year. And talking about the first letter, just to recap, we issued an unmodified opinion or a clean opinion, meaning that the financials are fairly stated and in accordance with US GAAP. We worked closely with Jose Enriquez and the team, and we encountered no issues, no disagreements, and we received all of the appropriate audit evidence to make our conclusion. In your financials, you won't see any significant estimates, so it's fairly straightforward there. And this just shows that what we did, so we don't just look at the financials themselves, but we look at things like internal control, tone at the top, etc. Basically looking at the data in a variety of approaches so that we can arrive at our audit opinion. And as we discussed, we didn't have any issues during the course of the audit. So when we say independent auditor's report, it's really going to be on that big packet of 29 pages. It's going to be pages 1 through 2 at the beginning. Biggest takeaway with this, as I mentioned, unmodified opinion. Also on pages 4 through 6, you will find the management's discussion and analysis. And this is really an excellent resource for anybody that wants to see at a high level what occurred at the commission over the course of the fiscal year. And we will talk about that briefly. So what you'll see is that total assets increased around 76,000 from the prior year. This is going to be mainly driven by things such as revenue going up. There was some things happening with the market and other factors that we'll talk about in a minute. Liabilities are down 63,000 from the prior year. What you're going to see is because of the lease on the building There's going to be amortization year over year, so those will continue to go down as that lease amortization is paid off. It will also fluctuate from year to year depending on the timing of the payable. So sometimes we have invoices that we pay after the fiscal year, so it will result in a payable as of year end. So that's really what's causing that fluctuation from prior year. Looking at the statement of activities side, so revenues are up from the prior year around 193,000. This is really driven by, we had an increase in interest gained. The markets did perform better, and the cash is in the county treasury, and that's invested. So the market saw improvement over the last year, and that's what kind of drove that up a little bit. But mainly, we also had projects that were done for districts that are members, and so that will just fluctuate year over year depending on what projects we are doing. And expenses are up 23,000, which is fairly comparable from the prior year. And on internal control, so what you'll find on the internal control letter is we did have to write one significant deficiency, and this was not anything major or something like that. We just noted an error on one of the deposit slip items that we were testing, but it was only around the $31 error, so nothing major, and the financials were adjusted because of that. We just had to list that as a significant deficiency just because we found it. But again, nothing major there, no material weaknesses were identified on that one. And so in overall, we had no other issues noted, so strong controls at the office there. And I would like to conclude this presentation by thanking Jose Enriquez and the team for all their support over the audit. We greatly appreciate them taking the time out of their busy schedules to get us what we needed. And with that, I would like to open the floor to any questions that any of you might have.
Commissioners, questions? I am seeing none. Thank you, Mr. Blanda. Congratulations, staff, on getting the highest note for auditing and internal controls. And with that, that is just a presentation, so no action is required.
That is correct, Madam Chair. This is a receive and file, and thank you very much, Spencer, and your team as well for all of your assistance and advice during the entire process.
All right. Now moving on, clerk, can we move on to the next item?
Madam Chair, item number 6 is consider the nominations for the LAFCo Board of Directors and designate the voting delegate at the LAFCo conference.
So, Madam Chair and Commissioners, this item is brought to you by the California Association of LAFCOs. At the conference, there's going to be an election for new members of the board. As you saw from your packet, for the central region, we have seats that are open for city members and for the public member. Those seats are currently open. I believe the city member seat is open. The public member position, I believe the incumbent is planning on running again for her seat. But with this, there's also going to be considerations of changes to the LAFCO bylaws. This is part of the ongoing effort of LAFCO to reform itself to be more inclusive and also more responsive to its membership, basically modernize it a little bit. And I'm happy to provide you with some more background than what's in your packet. But by designating a voting delegate, you're allowing that individual to be able to vote on both the elections and also on the bylaw changes. And if you wanted to provide a recommendation to the voting delegate, you may do so as well. I recommend that Commissioner Jones, she's going to be the voting delegate. And you need an alternate, so you can pick between Ms. Grabo or me in terms of who's your... Yeah. We'll flip for it.
Well, Mr. Enriquez, may it probably make sense that Ms. Grabo is the alternative since you might have another role you were playing during the conference?
Yes, and it makes absolute sense, Madam Chair, and I fully support that.
Then I say there's a motion that our voting member be Commissioner Jones and our alternate Ms. Grabo.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Little. Shall we vote?
You may vote. Your motion passes unanimously with the members present.
Thank you.
And
So-
now, item 7, as you started talking about.
Actually, no, we're still on item 6.
Oh.
Because this is also an opportunity in case a commissioner wanted to run for the board of directors, either a city member or a public member, to run. You can also nominate someone from this commission to be on the ballot for the LAFCo board.
Commissioner Jones, do you have interest?
She's not. Her position's not up for
Oh,
re-election.
she's not city.
No,
Oh,
it would
yeah.
have to. Yeah, it would have to be a city member, which would either be you, Madam Chair,
No,
or
thank you.
Commissioner Pratton. And then for
Commissioner
the public
Pratton?
member seat, it would be Commissioner Little.
Too soon. My last committee, I got on something I didn't need to get onto, so I'm full right now. Yes, Pat, your fault.
Yeah, I already have another project going on for next year, so I'll bypass.
Okay. And then I don't know if Commissioner Little was interested. No. Okay. And then the last piece for item number 6 is on the bylaw changes. If you wanted to provide any guidance to Commissioner Jones in terms of how to vote on the bylaw changes, staff recommendation is to fully support it. Again, these are bylaws to make the organization more responsive, more nimble. And it actually sets up additional, if they pass, it sets up additional reforms that will be occurring in February to wholly implement the reformation of the association.
And am I correct, Mr. Enriquez, in assuming that you had a hand in drafting all of these?
I did not, Madam Chair.
Okay.
I'm in my role as the interim ED. I basically concentrate more on operations and making sure that certain things that LAFCo puts on, like the conference, are actually placed. These are the work of Pamela Miller, who's the previous executive director for LAFCo, and she led regional panels. She did an online survey, which you may remember that I sent one of those out. And she conducted interviews with folks. She conducted also a forum at the staff workshops. She compiled, I forgot how many sheets of notes and postcards, but it's pretty substantive. And so the end result that you see here, I only had a little bit of an input, and it had to do with the regional officers being voting members on the board. But everything else, it's the work of Ms. Miller, and she deserves full credit for that.
So what I hear is it wasn't done in a vacuum, and it was done with a lot of input.
Correct.
And Commissioner Jones, are you good with staff recommendation to giving you authority to support it?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Would you like to make a motion?
I so move staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Jones, second by Hume.
You may vote.
And this is a vote to support the amendments to the bylaw amendments at the annual voting meeting and give Commissioner Jones that authority.
Correct. And that was item 7.
For the record, Madam Chair, there were no public comments for item number 5 nor item number 6
Or 7.
or 7.
You know, we're freewheeling tonight.
Yeah.
Item number 8 is consider and approve a contract with RSG, Inc. for the preparation of a municipal service review and sphere of influence study of Omachumne Hartnell Water District. Hope that's it.
Madam Chair, your policy analyst Grabo will be providing the staff report on this item.
Great. Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Christy Grabo.
Before you go, Ms. Grabo, can we just confirm that item 7, we voted on, Madam Clerk, and that was yes from everybody because the voting is still up on our screens?
Yes. Thank you.
Nope. Go ahead, Ms. Grabo.
So as mentioned, I'm one of your policy analysts. I'm here tonight to present to you 2 different contracts. The first one that we're going to discuss is a contract to get approval for the EO to sign before we move forward on the work. And that will be that LAFCo has received an application from Omno-Chimney Hartnell Water District for for a sphere of influence and annexation for unincorporated ag lands. And this water district has not had an MSR done, so before we move forward with the application, we need to get that moving. And as such with staff, we did an RFP to hire a consultant. RSG submitted a proposal, And RSG is actually a firm that we are working with Florin County Water District. So they know Sacramento County water districts and our staff as well. And we have full confidence in their expertise in this project. Staff also sent the proposal to the water district for their approval on the work and as well as the price, because they'll be paying for it as part of the application. We have a purchasing policy that requires you guys' approval before our EO signs anything above $10,000. So staff is recommending that the commission approve the contract with RSG not to exceed $43,505 on this contract and this work. That concludes staff's presentation.
Any public comments?
We do not have any public comments.
Commissioners, questions? Ms. Graybo, can you just please describe for anybody who may be watching later on where the Omnichumeni Hartnell Water District is located?
I'm gonna kick that to our EO if we can.
The district actually is south of Grant Line Road to the Cosumnes River, not basin, but to the Cosumnes River area. But it stops just shy of Elk Grove. The area that they're looking to expand is actually south of Elk Grove. So it's contiguous, but as Ms. Graybo indicated, Omnichumeni's never had an MSR done. So the law requires that an MSR be conducted before a consideration of a sphere of influence can be done, and hence this item.
Okay. Commissioners, Commissioner Hume.
Thank you, Chair. Very familiar with where OHWD is located, and also that the annexation area is an area that's already represented by the Lower Cosumnes Resource Conservation District, completely different purview. But I believe, I'm just curious, OHWD is not a municipal water purveyor, and yet is that the fact that in LAFCo policy there is no catch-all, or why are we going through an MSR for a sphere of influence?
Council can probably give you a little more in-depth legal response, but the reality is that there is no caveat within the law that allows you to say, well, this isn't really a municipal service, and so then therefore you can disregard. It just basically says that for the setting of a sphere of influence or the update of a sphere of influence, you need to conduct an MSR beforehand, and that's basically what the law says. And it sounds like we're getting into a little bit more expense than it needs to, but the reality is that since the district has never been studied before, it's good for the public to have that background information that an MSR provides. I would also like to add that the application is to expand their service area for south of Elk Grove, but only for groundwater management. So they're not expanding or providing water to that area. It's merely for GSA purposes, and they would be taking over from, I believe, Sacramento County.
Sacramento County.
Okay. Oh, actually. You have the general manager for OHWD here. I could probably answer more technical questions than I can.
Yeah, Mike Wakeman, general manager, Omnichumeni Hartnell Water District. We're actually taking over for Sacramento Central Groundwater Authority, which has the authority over that area. We've been working closely with them on this. The area we're annexing is outside of Elk Grove SOI. It's all agriculture, and the idea is that it'll be OHWD is an ag district, so it'd be one ag district and represent all those people within that area. SCGA within won't have as much agriculture in it, and it'll become more of an urban focused right now. It was a request by a lot of the growers out in that area because OHWD is an elected water district, so they're a landowner elected district. So, and for specifically where it's at, it's south of Grant Line Road currently, our current district south of Grant Line Road, west of Jackson Highway basically, follows Dillard and Green Road down, and then Highway 99 is the western boundary. And then we'll expand from 99 all the way to I-5, and then take on the north side of the Cosumnes River. Our district our current district is partially south side of Cosumnes River, so we're in both groundwater sustainability agencies, both in the South American Subbasin and in the Cosumnes Basin. So, any other questions?
Thank you. Commissioner Hume, you're good? Sure. Thank you. All right. Do I have a motion?
Sure, I make a motion.
Moved by Commissioner Hume, second by Commissioner Desmond. In favor of the contract? Vote.
The item passes unanimously.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next item, please.
The next item is item number 9, consider and approve an agreement with SciTech Solutions for document management services.
Madam Chair, your policy analyst Grabo will also take this item.
Great, thank you. So this next contract that we have is that staff is preparing for a potential move of location of our office, potentially next summer. And in preparation of that move, and also just to update our office operations in general, we need to implement an electronic document management and retrieval system. So basically just update our office. Currently, our LAFCo office has a file room that has project files, agenda packets, resolutions, a whole bunch of files from city and corporations that date back to 1963. And so it'd just be great to have something a little bit more updated on that. So staff coordinated and we reached out to 5 different companies locally to get a quote and a proposal from what they would do in this effort. Based on cost and project tasks, staff decided that SciTech Solutions was the company that had the best competitive pricing and had a timeline that we could definitely work with. Additionally, SciTech, this is their main bread and butter for their company, that they work with public agencies. And again, based on our on our purchasing policy, we can need your approval before moving forward. This contract shall not exceed more than $56,521, and so staff is recommending approval on this request.
Madam Clerk, do we have any public comments?
We do not have any public comment.
Do I have commissioner comments? I'll take a motion.
Madam Chair, I so move.
Moved by Commissioner Jones. Second by Commissioner Little. All vote, please.
Your item passes unanimously.
Keep the fire marshal away.
Yeah, And Executive Director, next item.
The next item is the Executive Officer Commission Council comments. Before we get to the Astro sheet, I wanted to just highlight a couple of things. Number one, staff is considering canceling the October meeting. We will provide you with an update with about a week or 2 weeks from now, just so you know. So you may have your first Wednesday of October free. The second thing I wanted to bring you up to speed on is there is a request for Monterey LAFCO had one of their decisions overturned by a trial court. They're appealing it. They sent out a request for amicus briefs. In discussing it with some of my colleagues, instead of providing separate amicus briefs, we decided that it might be better for Cal LAFCO to contract with an attorney to prepare a single one, and then other LAFCOs can come in on a cost-sharing basis. And so Council and I discussed it. We think that it's good for Sacramento LAFCO to join, and so I signed the contract for the cost sharing this just this week. And the contract itself, we have essentially 8 parties that are joining in. It's Cal LAFCO plus 7 other LAFCOs. About 3 of them are LAFCOs that are no longer in the association, but they still want to join in on the effort. So it ends up being about a whopping total of $937 so far. I believe Orange County took it up on their meeting this morning as to whether or not they also want to join in the effort, which means the cost will be even less at that point, because we have a not to exceed contract of $7,500, which is absolutely bonkers from a cost standpoint, but it's the attorney said they could do it, and they have a statewide reputation for preparing these kinds of things, and they're very familiar with LAFCOs. If you want to know the details of what the amicus brief would factor in on, when the trial judge overturn Monterey LAFCo's decision. The judge used a standard called rational connection, which is above and beyond what the standard is under Cortese-Knox-Hertzberg. The law itself has indicates to judges that they're supposed to be using a substantial evidence rationale for weighing LAFCO decisions. And so the courts give LAFCOs a lot of discretion in making their decisions. And so that's because of that substantial evidence clause that's in the law. The judge used a higher standard that's outside of what the law indicates.
What standard did he use?
It was called rational connection. And this is my speculation as a non-attorney, and I'm sure your counsel is probably going to be chastising me later on. But what I think it is that the judge got confused in terms of what LAFCOs do. LAFCOs are quasi-legislative bodies, which means that you operate similar to the legislature. Cities and counties are quasi-judicial. And so when they make decisions, they have to connect the decision that they've made to the facts that are on the ground. LAFCOs don't have that burden. And so I think the judge, in my opinion, as a layperson, the judge applied a quasi-judicial standard instead of a quasi-legislative standard, which is what the law says that it should be. And so we're not commenting on the Monterey decision or whether or not it should be overturned. We're commenting that the rationale should be overturned because that's not what the standard of Cortese-Knox-Hertzberg says. So the amicus is very, very narrow, and it's very much targeted towards requesting that the appeals judges overturn that logic for the decision.
Okay. Any comments, commissioners? Questions? That's interesting.
It's very interesting.
Feel free to send on the brief when it's finalized. At least I would like to read it.
Sure. And then Ms. Grabo will cover the ASTRA sheet.
Great. So I just wanted to highlight 3 projects that are moving forward. Florin County Water District, as mentioned, we're partnering with RSG to do that. The draft, we've reviewed the draft review of the MSR. It is now in staff at the district's hands, and they are reviewing it with their legal team, and we should be getting it back soon. Our plan is probably November timeframe of hosting a community meeting to let the community know some of the findings that we found as a result of that document. Metro Fire District, we just had a meeting yesterday, actually, for a kickoff of that project, so that is in movement. And then Florin Resource Conservation District Detachment, we have a draft MSR for that, and we're reviewing that in-house, so pretty busy on some things.
Commissioners, questions, comments? All right. Next item.
Item number 11 is Commissioner and Commissioners' comments.
Commissioners, anything? Anything new? All right, you guys have been busy. Thank you. Let's keep it short and sweet. We can get on with the rest of our evening, and so I'll call this meeting adjourned at 6:03.